Hi YouTube, this is Lady V 82621. I have been gone away from the whole natural hair video thing for quite some time, but as you can see, my hair is braided. It is still natural. Last time I came to you guys, it was, cut, but I'm not here to talk to you about my natural hair. I'm actually here to talk to you about sewing. I recently picked up sewing again. I started it and I, left it, and now I'm back. And I was on Facebook and there was a request for a video on sergers. Now, first I would like to show you guys what a regular sewing machine looks like. I have a regular cheap, Brother LX 2500 sewing machine, and this is what it looks like. Okay. But I am not here to talk to you about my regular sewing machine. I am here, excuse the bottle, to talk to you about my serger. I have a Brother 1034D Serger. And what a serger is a machine that sews your garments together and gives it a professional, finish. I'm going to tell you how to thread this machine, and I will explain to you the accessories that comes with this machine. So here we go. Okay, the first thing I'd like to show you guys is the manual. Me personally, I have not really gone through this manual. People don't seem to read anymore, myself included. They go on YouTube and, have someone show them how to, do things. But YouTube does not always have the best instructions. And I decided that I wanted to do a video myself that I would think would help me if I were to look for something on YouTube as far as sewing or threading this machine. On to the next. This serger machine came with thread already threaded through the machine, and it came in these 4 different colors: green, yellow, red, and blue. You do not use these thread, spools on a serger. This is not, it's just a starter as to, it shows you the directions throughout the machine. It's a starter. Don't use these unless it's like dire. Now, if you do choose to use these, that is where these spool holders come in. You would sit this on top of the machine here, where these big spools are. These are the serger thread spools that you're supposed to use. You would sit these in here and put this circle thing, I don't know, spool holder, on top of here with the circle. You see it's a circle right here. Sit it on top of there, and it's supposed to hold it as it sits down here, so it's not, spooling up as you're sewing. So don't throw these out. I'm sure you probably thought that it was just some plastic thing that was on the bottom of on the bottom of your serger, because that's what I thought. Thank God I didn't throw them out. But you usually will never use these unless you're using these small, thread spools, which you're really not supposed to use on a serger anyway. So, moving on to the next. Your serger came with 4 little nets. And as you can see, these nets are pretty long. That's because they're supposed to go over your spools here. They're supposed to hold it in place so your thread, and you really can't see the thread unless I cover it, so your thread doesn't get intertwined with each other, which I really, I don't really use. I was also told that you can, should you use these little threads, that you should fold these in half and hold them in place. And slide them right on there. Sorry. Slide them right on here. I'm doing this video on my phone, so I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. So you hold, I folded it in half and put it over the spool. And it's supposed to, you know, hold the thread and everything in place so they don't get intertwined with each other. Okay, on to the next accessory. Needles. These are extra needles that came with your machine. They're not special needles. You can use the same needles from your sewing machine if you have a sewing machine. It's good to keep the case, just in case you should run out of these, and take them to your local fabric store or craft store, and just pick up the same ones. Okay, on to the next one. This is a brush that you will need when you serge your fabrics. Fabric particles get in between. As you can see, this is kind of dirty. Ew. Get in between your machine and everything. And when you're sewing different garments, you don't want those fabric particles to get on your, different fabric. I personally have purchased a clean duster. Basically a can and air in a can. And I usually use this instead of this brush because it's, as you can see, it's dirty. I don't like it. And I just, spray it clean in between, in between here. It would be good to show you in between here. As you can see, it's a little dusty there. You can see it there. And I just give it a spray. This here is a hexagon wrench. You use this wrench to remove your needles. Say you have a broken needle or you just want to use one needle, as I've been told people do. I tried to do the one needle thing and I did it without success, unfortunately. Hopefully someone can teach me how to use this serger with just one needle. But you would take this wrench here and you would stick it in this, it's a hole that you probably can't see. Focus. Maybe if I turn it off. There we go. It's a hole here that you will put in here and turn, and it will loosen up your needles. Okay? Fits right in there. You turn it. I don't really want to loosen it up right now, but you would turn it and it'll loosen up the needle and release the needle. This here is a gathering foot that would attach to your serger here. It does have a release button, which I'll show you in a moment. Would attach to your serger, and if you want to gather your garment, you would use this foot. I will show how to gather with this foot in another video. I just really want to go over how to thread this machine first. This is the blind stitch footer, another foot that attaches to your serger. Again, another video. And this is tweezers here that you would use to pull out the thread. I would have to turn that back on. There's actually thread in the bottom foot back here that you really I can't really capture on this phone, that you will pull out with your tweezers. So this is really helpful. Instead of, your fingers can't fit back there, you would grab the thread that's sitting right here with the tweezers and pull it out. This right here is your scrap catcher. It fits right under your machine. As you hear it snap, it's not moving anywhere unless you pull it out like that. But really, it just, snaps right on there. This bag right here, well, it looks like a bag. It just covers up your serger machine, so it doesn't get dust or anything on there. And now to the good stuff. To threading this serger machine. This Brother 1034D Serger machine. As you can see, it's already, threaded through. Here are the cone-shaped threads. And actually, it comes with combs under here that actually holds it on to this. I don't know, what do you want to call it? But hold on one second. These combs right here sit on top of here and holds these cones in place. Okay? So, when you had pulled this machine out of the box, it had, these small ones, small threads attached on here and threaded all the way through. What you would do is you're going to cut these threads. Cut them right at the, don't cut on the outside of this bar here. You want to cut behind this part of the thread. That's through that loop here. You want to cut this part and low down here. So what I will do is I will cut them and I will show you what I do next. Okay, as you can see, I have cut the thread and you can see that it's still threaded through that hoop, but it has that long end of that string. You want it to be, relatively at the end of the spool when you cut it. Now what I will do is I'll use white thread so you guys can see the difference. I'm going to put my spool on there, and what I will do is I'll take, sorry guys, I will take this thread here, the white thread, and I will tie a knot. So I'll tie it once, I'll tie it again, and make a knot on each one of these hanging threads. Be back. Okay guys, I am back. I have tied a knot. So I've tied it 3 times to get a knot onto the old strings. And I'm sorry that this video is kind of long, but it's going to go through all the necessities that you guys need to know. So once you've tied that knot, there's pretty much nothing that you need to do besides sew. This lever here is just like, this lever here is just like the foot lever that you would have on your regular sewing machine. That acts as a foot lever. Sorry guys. As your regular sewing machine. This lever here, that's what this is. Pressing your foot up and down. As you can see, hold on one second. When I, lift this lever, it goes up and down. And what I will do is, you're going to have to press your foot on your footer, this thing right here, and you're going to have to press it until all of that black thread is through and it start becoming white. So hold on one second. I'll get a scrap piece of fabric and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm back. So what I would do is, there's little notches here. I think that's 5/8 of an inch. This is a 1/2 an inch, and this is a full inch that you would put between this blade. This is a blade. Let me focus. This is a blade right here that will cut your fabric a straight cut as you're sewing. So I usually put it 5/8 of an inch, and really that's just right on the side, on the side here, that edge. 5/8 of an inch, and I will pull my lever down and slowly, don't speed through this, guys. Slowly feed a scrap piece of fabric through here until the fabric becomes white. You see it's all white now? You would keep moving it and bring it around to cut it. And there you can see that it all started black and feeding it through slowly, it all turned white. Until it all ran out. And that is how you would change your thread. I will do a whole separate video as if you guys did not have these spools on here and had to run the thread through each step. This video is quite long, so I don't want to do that in, one video. So the next video I will, sorry guys, I will show you how to thread this machine as if you're threading from scratch. Thanks!